a great hero in India who fought off invaders, and he apparently, from what I understand, his mother was a very strong person and really encouraged him and supported him in his fight. And this is this is what I know about the Shivaji was a king who was very instrumental in the central India and Maharashtra to preserving his kingdom, and had to do lots of fighting and so forth in order to protect his realm. So that's what Shrimataji is referring to, his valor and his courage in this quote here. Let's see if we have anyone else joining. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Ashrit. Nice to see you.
You too, Jai Christine.
Jai Shrimataji. Today, as usual, in the side room for our cleansing purposes. So anyone who wants to can prepare their footsoak now, so that we're ready to go. Thank you for that, Ashrit. Yeah, very nice. So just for those of you that are already with us, Joe, Susan, and Ashrit, and Sudha, my name is Christine, and I'm joining you from the Boston area in New York. I'm sorry, in New York, I don't know what I'm saying, in Massachusetts, where we have actually a beautiful day today. We had some rain yesterday, and now we've got a very fresh morning, almost like a fall morning, here in the Boston area. I'm not sure where everyone else is hailing from, but that's our situation here. We have a lovely start to the day, and I have been practicing, joining from Florida. Awesome. That's great. I have been practicing Sahaja Yoga since the 1980s. So I've been on quite a journey. Oh, there is a Boston, New York. Okay, well, that's not me. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about when I said that. So yeah, so I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since 1980s, and it's been quite a journey for me. We've seen Sahaja Yoga just grow and expand during that time. We started out with about 4 people here in Boston, and then it just expanded and grew to we now are 50, 60 people here in Boston, and that's a small center. Buffalo, New York. I was raised in Rochester, so that's not too far away. So yeah, so if anyone at this stage has any questions about anything that we've been practicing over the last few weeks, or any questions about the quote that we are lucky to have here about the faith fighting insecurities, we're focusing on the center heart chakra today, and that's going to. Good morning, London. Nice to have you here. So the center heart chakra is responsible for our sense of security, and we're going to be getting into a few more details as part of the session. Happy to have you all with us this morning. Welcome, Mira. Nice to see you here. And yeah, I'd be happy to hear anybody's questions or observations about their practice this week or their practice so far. I saw everybody about a month ago, so I'm sure that you've been having very, very wonderful sessions between then and now. So now is a good time to prepare your footstool. We're going to get started in about 5 or 10 minutes once we feel like everyone has arrived. Welcome, everybody who's just joining so far, just now. Mati and Independent Ventures. Nice to see you here.
Hello,
Also,
Christine. Hello,
hi,
everyone.
Mati. Hello, Mati. Good morning. I don't know if it's morning where you are, but it's morning here.
Yes, I'm Central New Jersey. It's morning.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So we're going to be doing our balancing and cleansing foot soak to begin with in our session today. And then we will listen to a beautiful talk of Shimataji about the center heart, all about the center heart, which is the chakra that we're focusing on today, which has the quality of courage, security, sense of balancing of the left and right heart also, where we have our sense of our emotional security, which much of which we get from our parents. So our relationship with our parents is also very relevant to this chakra. That gives us our emotional start in life. So a sense of having a good relationship with one's parents is also really helpful to this chakra. And we can work on that a little bit as part of the meditation also today. Maybe some of you have had that feeling that your sense of bravery, if you like, and courage has increased with the meditation, the Sahaja Yoga meditation. Some of you may have experienced that, if you've had some, say, for example, you've had a stage fright, setting up, if you're setting up in a situation where you need to talk to a group of people, that there's a sense of, feeling nervous or anxious about that. That strengthening the heart chakra, the center heart chakra, can really alleviate that sensation and give you a strong sense of self and a strong sense of being able to share whatever it is in your heart that you have that you want to say. You can share that freely without being distracted by a feeling of anxiousness or nervousness that can come from a little bit of weakness on the center heart. It's not unusual for people to feel, it's very common actually for people to feel nervous speaking up in front of a large group of people, but clearing and strengthening the center heart can really, really, really help to alleviate that feeling and give you that sense of groundedness in yourself. You can then share your ideas and share your love really with everybody else. Love and compassion, also the center heart, also qualities of the center heart that give you a feeling of not just loving those that are immediately close to you in your immediate family, but you can express that love and your compassion globally as well. And we'll take a moment to do something like that towards the end of our meditation today, where we're focusing our energy and focusing our vibrations globally on a macrocosmic scale. So that love and compassion becomes just a state that you are enjoying and able to share. Welcome to anyone who's just joined us. Shan, I think you just joined a few moments ago. We're going to be getting started in just a minute or two. Meanwhile, you can get your foot soak ready to go, and we will be starting shortly. Actually, I just have to step away for one moment. I will be right back. Important because we have a dog who likes to join us. and pester me a little bit. So I think maybe we can go ahead and get started today. As I discussed earlier, we are talking about the center heart chakra today. Well, welcome to Balajit and Mark, who just joined us. So if you haven't yet, now is a good time to get your foot soak ready to go, because we're going to be doing that in just a moment. And I'm going to pull my foot soaking bowl a little bit closer here so that I can also join you in that technique. Foot soaking, using the elements of the water and the salt to create a personal ocean. The elements of the ocean, you could say, are the elements of the salt and the water together combined create a powerful cleansing effect. And the salt itself actually represents the earth element. So we have both the earth element and the water element acting together to cleanse our subtle system. Let's see if anyone else has joined us. Okay, so we can go ahead and raise our Kundalini. Everyone, I think, knows this gesture. And then put a bandhan. And then put the bandhan around ourselves, the protection. We do this 7 times around ourselves. Or thereabouts. And then we're going to give vibrations to the water that we're foot soaking in. By using a circular motion with our hands, the bandhan is another form of a bandhan. We put that energy of vibrations into the water to make it much more effective for cleansing. And while we do that, we can just put our attention on the feeling of vibrations in our hands, or put our attention on activating this water and earth element to be effective for cleansing our subtle system. And then let's go ahead and put our feet into the bucket. And to begin with, let's just take a moment to really settle ourselves. You can meditate with your eyes open or closed, but at this stage, I like to close my eyes for a minute and really bring my attention inside. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. The breathing is also under the influence of the center heart, which we're going to be talking about today. So it's nice if we can sort of cleanse ourselves and help us relax by taking a series of deep breaths. And really settling down within ourselves. We have our hands open on our lap and just noticing anything we might be feeling without judgment. Now let's do the cleansing of the left and right side channel. So for this, we're going to drop our right hand down towards the Mother Earth, keeping our left hand open on our laps. And in this way, we can cleanse the left side channel of our emotions, of our conditionings, of our past. This left side channel governs our emotional side. So we're cleansing anything that takes us to the extremes that we want to avoid of this left side tendencies. Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and balance my left side channel. Please absorb and remove any negativities of the left side channel of my emotions. Mother Earth, please absorb and remove any heaviness or darkness of the left side channel. Let's bring our right hand back onto our lap now. And we're going to cleanse the right side channel using the element of the air and the ether. Bending our left hand at the elbows, palm facing backwards and fingers pointing towards the sky. And we can ask that please cleanse and balance my right side channel of activity and the future. The right side channel represents the future within us and all our planning and forward thinking and intellectual, analytical abilities and powers and faculties come from the right side channel. When we go to extremes with the right side channel, it generates an excess of heat or tension or stress. So Mother Kundalini, through the influence of this air element, please cleanse and balance my right side channel and absorb and remove any excess of heat, tension, or stress from my right side channel. And we can bring our left hand back down onto our lap. And now we're going to focus on the central channel within us. We can put our attention into the center of our being, in the vicinity of the spinal cord. And this central channel is the integration of the left and right side qualities. Both left and right side are important to our ascent. We achieve our ascent and our evolution through this quality of the central channel, this quality of integration, and through the cleansing activity of this Kundalini energy, this mothering energy within us. So let's have our attention on our central channel, and we can allow our attention to slowly rise all the way to the top of our head. And we can use our hand if we want to, by tracing, starting at the lowest chakra. We can trace the path of Kundalini slowly with our hands all the way up to the top of our heads. You can do that 2 or 3 times if you want to. And now let's keep our attention on the crown chakra, or slightly above the crown chakra. Above and beyond our thoughts. And we can just notice any sensations we may be experiencing. As this Kundalini rises, it's not unusual to feel this flow of energy, this all-pervading power that we get connected to. We can feel in our hands, or we may feel some heat or tingling in our hands as the Kundalini energy cleanses our system. We can also feel the flow of energy above our heads if we put our hands there. And this also helps us to bring our attention to this point above our heads, where we're beyond our thoughts and in the state of meditation. We can also check with the other hand. And then we can bring our hand back down again and enjoy this state of meditation for another minute or two. And we can slowly open our eyes if they're not already open. And we can go ahead and finish the foot soak by rinsing off our feet and disposing of the water in the toilet. So we're going to take a short break so that everyone can do that. About 3 or 4 minute break so that we can take care of disposing of these negativities, and we will reconvene shortly. Welcome back, everybody. So now we're going to have a talk of Shimataji, explaining about the qualities of the center heart, which we're focusing on today. It's a beautiful talk which gives lots of information about how to strengthen our center heart and what happens if for some reason the center heart goes off a little bit. So let's go ahead and listen to Shimataji's lecture, and afterwards we will have some meditation on the center heart chakra, focusing on the qualities of center heart.
This chakra is placed at the back of the sternum bone, as I told you. In childhood, the antibodies are formed in the sternum bone. They are the warriors or the Sainikas of the day. Until the age of 12 years, they grow and multiply, and ultimately they all get distributed all over the body. And a human being is made able to face any outside invasion on him. These antibodies know how to fight. They are extremely confident and they know who are their enemies. They have all these messages built in themselves. So when the anti-God element enters into the being through any process, say through food, through words, through action, through devilish people, or black magic, these antibodies combine together, collectively fight the invaders. Those who do not have their central heart properly developed suffer from tremendous insecurity all their lives. When they are children, you try to control them by frightening. These children later on become extremely insecure. They are afraid of darkness, they are afraid of night, some of them are afraid of everything. Because the antibodies that are built in the body are not sufficient in number. And being this center so weak, the person feels extremely insecure. Later on in life, when the child goes to the school or he tries to work, out something for the future, then also his confidence can be shaken by parents, teachers, and outside people. So it is very important to understand children who are growing. In the West, they analyze everything and try to put human beings into compartments. First, the child is a child according to them child has no innocence and is extremely selfish. Second part is adolescence, which they think is a very arbitrary, moody stuff. In India, we do not know that there is something like adolescence. Now these adolescent people form a group and they start criticizing or making fun of all the elders. At a very young age it starts. First they make fun of the teachers, then of the parents, then of all the people who are senior to them. They start becoming extremely active in their brains because they see too many televisions and things like that. And then they start behaving at a very young age in such a violent ways that one cannot imagine. I used to live about 25 miles away from London. And every time I would go to London, I would find some children doing some sort of a mischief somewhere. But one day some of them entered into my compartment. And they started pulling out all the covers, thrusting their knives into the seats, opening out all the upholstery. I was just sitting and watching. So I said, "Now are you tired? Please sit down. What's the problem?" They said, "We are all very angry." I said, "For what? Why are you angry?" I said, "We are just angry." I said, "But you have to be angry for something." They were children going to good schools, definitely wearing very good clothes. And then I had to, when the train stopped, I called the ticket collector and told him that these boys have been doing all this hooliganism in the compartment and you better look at it. And he came in and he said, "This is a common thing." And then somehow or other he took them out. But the only thing I felt about them is that all of them had their center heart catching. On the Kundalini, they are catching their center heart. But when they saw me, they sat down. They were quiet. They listened to me. I settled their center heart. And most of them said, "We are angry with our mother." Why? Because our brothers are angry. But why your brothers are angry? Then I discovered that Freud has given these funny ideas against the mother. Mother itself, can you imagine? What an anti-God activity it is. To an India, mother is the primal thing. Any Indian. Because his sense of security lies in the mother. Even if the father is hot-tempered, is angry, still they depend on the mother. Because mother knows when to get angry and when not to get angry. She has the discrimination. And she is the one who protects them. I have told you the first reason, the family insecurities. The child does not know when he comes back from school whether his mother would be there or she would be gone. They don't have mothers who can bear a lot from the husbands and smile and show no signs of their agony to their children. But the mothers in that country I have seen always try to use their children from all kinds of emotional blackmail, you can call it. They try to torture the child by telling all the things the husband is doing to them and whatever is the problem they are facing with the husbands. So the child is not secured by the mother, but on the contrary, child starts giving security to mother there. At a very young age it starts, and the child becomes extremely negative and left-sided. He feels that he is born in a place full of hatred, insecurity and fear. When a person is frightened, this center starts breathing fast, giving rhythmic instructions to all the antibodies. With that, you feel you are getting a palpitation in the heart. This palpitation is nothing but a signal to all the antibodies to fight the emergency of an attack. But when somebody builds up insecurity later on in life, it becomes a physical problem. If they have insecurities earlier, it is an emotional problem. But later on in life, when one develops a insecurity, any kind, like a wife is insecure about her husband. Husband is a loafer or a bad man and carrying on with other women. So that motherhood of the wife is challenged. And when her motherhood is challenged, she may get the weakening of the center, by which she may suffer quite a lot and may have even breast cancer. These insecurities can be also self-made, imaginary. People can just think about it and build up some sort of insecurities which are of no actual existence. This chakra is ruined in women when they lose their only child, because their motherhood is finished, they feel. And that is the worst thing that can happen to a woman, if she is a woman. But if she is not a woman, she doesn't feel much, and she just behaves in a very manly way. And that's what I've seen in the West, that women really don't much care when their children die. But it is because they are not women. If you are a woman, you definitely feel for your children and their death. But after some time, such a woman comes back again, and she accepts the life as it is for the sake of her husband, or maybe if she has more relations or other children. She becomes extremely powerful as a reaction to what has happened. That's only possible if your center of heart is all right. Such women do not grudge, do not complain, are extremely serene and can bear up lots of things. They are extremely tolerant and can go to any extent to help their children. But they are never spoiling their children. They never spoil their children because they understand spoiling is much worse than beating the child. They never spoil the children nor ever pamper them and never get dominated by their children. They know I have to guide the child and I have to look after the child. So they look after all the ideals and the righteousness and the virtues of the child. And if he tries to get out of it, they go all out to win him over, back to virtue and to better life. But those people, those women who do not care for actual growth of the child may just avoid it and escape. In the men, this chakra is caught up if they have lost their mother very early, or if their mother by chance is a very cruel woman. Also, this chakra can be caught up by men if they have been to wars and if they have seen frightful things in the war. Such people could be extremely emotional and could be easily befooled by people who try to win over their emotions.
So let's take a moment to just absorb these teachings of Shri Mataji's. And for the center heart, we can use some breathing exercises to help strengthen and clear this chakra. And one thing we can do is take in a deep breath and hold it for a few moments and then slowly let it out. So let's try that now. We'll do it about 3 or 4 times. Breathing in, holding, and then slowly let the breath out. And when we breathe in, we should breathe in through our nose. We can breathe out through our mouth. So again, breathing in, and then slowly let the breath out through the mouth. We can put our right hand on our center heart, right at the sternum bone, the base of the sternum bone, and take this exercise again. Breathing in, holding, and breathing out. So we're going to do this exercise again, and as we breathe out, we're going to gently tap on our sternum bone. If you can see, I can't show you it on myself, but you can find that location on your chest. So we breathe in, hold, and just with our fingers, we can gently tap on the sternum bone. as we breathe out. Let's try that one more time. Breathing in, holding, and then tapping as we let out. And then we can put our right hand just on our center heart again to allow us to bring our attention onto that chakra. So on the left-hand side of the heart, we have the position of our earthly mother. And on the right-hand side of this chakra, we have the position of our earthly father. But in the center, we have a greater, more global vision of the mother, which is that of a warrior goddess, protecting her children, protecting her subjects, protecting all the seekers. And one warrior goddess who represents this quality is called Jagadamba. So we can actually take the name of Jagadamba 12 times to awaken the pure qualities of the center heart. I'll do this out loud. You can silently or out loud take that name if you're muted. Jagadamba. Jagadamba, 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 Jagadamba. And you can feel how this name resonates in your lungs and in your chest and strengthens and cleanses this chakra. We take that name 12 times because this chakra has 12 subplexuses, or petals as we call it. 12 subchakras positioned around it. So that Sanskrit word is very powerful for cleansing this chakra and strengthening this chakra. Let's continue to meditate on the center heart with our hands positioned there. And we can say inside that, Mother, please give me, please let me have the complete courage, the complete confidence, the complete security Mother Kundalini, please make me a fearless person. Mother Kundalini, please make me a fearless person. Let's bring our hand back down, but keep our attention on the center heart for another minute or two. And now let's bring our attention back up onto the top of our heads. And it so happens that the control center for this heart chakra in the Sahasrara, in the crown chakra, is right at the point where the Kundalini first pierces in our fontanelle bone area. So we can just put our fingers there for a moment. And we're bringing our attention into Sahasrara, but also on the heart chakra. And then position your attention at that point as we go into a deeper meditation. And we can finish our meditation now, slowly opening our eyes. And raise our Kundalini and put the bandhan so that we can maintain this state throughout our day. And put the bandhan around ourselves. So we've had one request today to give a bandhan. As some of you may be familiar with this technique of writing with your finger, writing a topic or a person's name on your hand that you want to direct positive vibrations to. So we've had the request that could we please put our attention on the innocence and the pure seeking of all beings in the world, that they should be protected and encouraged. So we can write this topic or something similar to it on our fingers, on our hand. The pure seeking and the innocence should be protected and nourished. And then we give the circular movement on our hands, or we put our attention on the vibrations to direct positive energy and positive vibrations to this aspect or to this topic. And hopefully we start to feel a cool breeze emanating from our hand as we put our pure attention onto this aspect. So this is a very powerful way to bring a positive energy towards something that we have concerns about or something that we would like to support or nourish. This form of giving a bandhan. We can use it for a person, for a situation in the world, or a situation nearby, near to us. So if you haven't tried this before, you should definitely try it when you have the opportunity. So that completes our meditation program for today. But if you have any questions, observations, anything, I'm here for a little while longer to respond and be happy to hear from you.
Thank you, Christine. It was beautiful. Thank you, Rahul, and everyone.
Thank you, Mati, for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. We're happy to have you here, and it was a delight and a joy for me to, and Rahul also, I'm sure, to be with you today. Thank you all for your messages in the chat also. Thanks for your comments, Mark. Appreciate those.
You're welcome. Very, very peaceful and blissful meditation that was.
Great. Love that.
I think I'm going to find somewhere peaceful and do some more. Do another half an hour now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's nice. Gives you a
It's-
boost, right?
Yeah.
For your day. Yeah. I know I feel the same.
Energize me for the week, I think.
Sorry, what was that last?
I think I feel energized for the week. So much
Yes.
for the entire week. It's so much energy that
Yeah.
being rechanneled perfectly into my center. It really feels
Ex
good.
Excellent.
Balanced and relaxed. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Really, I think we all do it together for each other.
Yes. Thank you all very much for joining today. So I'll be signing off and look forward to seeing you next time, whenever that may be.